Well, I've been stimulated. So time to go check out some pawn shops, some retail locations, see if I can find some deals. And a few pickups just because I feel like it. This is the Bargain Game Hunter. So we are back at Value Pawn, my now favorite pawn shop because it's really easy to get to and they have a pretty decent deal going on. It's been 3 or 4 days since I've been here, so I don't know how much their inventory has changed, if any. There is one game, if it's there, I'm gonna try to talk them into giving me a little bit of a discount, but we'll see. So let's head inside and see what we can find for our first stop of the day. So that was a bit of a bust. There were 2 things in particular I wanted to look at that I remembered from last time, as well as seeing if they had anything else new. The inventory looked pretty much the same, although they had less stuff, so I guess people have been buying games in there. One thing I was looking at was last week when I came to this particular pawn shop, they had a copy of Gran Turismo Sport on the PS4. They wanted $8 for it. That's a bit high. I was gonna try to, if they still had it, talk them into maybe $5, but it was gone, so didn't get a chance for that. The other thing they had was a DSi XL, and they're asking $50, and $50 is not a terrible price. It worked because as soon as I opened it, it powered on, but I tried to talk them down to maybe like a little less, and apparently because they just got it, they're not gonna really negotiate on it. So I could have gotten it for $50. I don't think there's a ton of room for potential flip profit if I got it for $50. So I think I'm going to hold out. Now, if they happen to have it a few weeks later when I come back, I'll see if I can get it for like 40 or 30. Then that's a slam dunk. But at least for now, I think 50 is a little steep for my purposes. It was a decent DS though, so not terrible. Anyway, let's head to Walmart and then GameStop. And let's see if we can find any deals / stuff I've been meaning to buy anyway over there. All right, stop number 2. We're going to GameStop. I have one game in particular I want to pick up. I might pick another one. We'll see. Let's go. All right, so success from that one. I got a couple games actually. I'll show you those when we get to the final recap. But now I'm going to head to my last stop, at least of today, and that's Walmart because I have a couple things I want to pick up there. So let's head over and see what we can get from Walmart. All right, so I filmed a little footage inside Walmart of some of the stuff that I got. I got one extra thing, which I'm actually impressed by. So let's start with the GameStop pickups because I didn't actually show those. So I went into GameStop specifically to pick up one thing because I just got the first one, as you saw in a previous video on the Bargain Game Hunter. So I figured let's just complete the set. Ni no Kuni 2 on the PS4. This game does not exist on the Switch, so the only way for me to play it currently, the sequel, is to play it on PS4. And they had it, so I picked up a PS4 copy. Apparently it's still got like some DLC codes and stuff in it, so that's pretty nice. So hopefully I'll be able to take advantage of those. Now, GameStop has this deal that they've been doing for a while where you can get 30% off a used game if you buy a new game of $30 value or more. So I decided to casually look around and see if there was any other games that I wanted that are $30 or more. And I found one. Might be a mistake, but we'll see. We have Deadly Premonition 2 on the Switch. Now, I've heard this game is not very good, and by not very good, I mean not very good. Not good in a bad way like the first one. But I want to try it, and it gives me more of an incentive to pick up the first one so I can play both. It was on clearance at GameStop for like $32. It was kind of a weird price, but I figured, you know what? I'll pick it up, gave me a discount. So all in all, I paid $50 for those two games, which is pretty decent value when you consider Deadly Premonition's not that old. and Ni no Kuni 2 is a $20 used game, so I think I did pretty well. So next I go to my Walmart purchases, and you saw a couple of them. These, only one was not discounted in some way, shape, or form, and I'll show you that one first. So as you saw, when I got my Xbox Series X, it comes with one black controller, and the black controller is cool and all, but it's very basic. I decided I want to get some flair, as well as get a second Xbox Series controller. So I picked up the Shock Blue Xbox Series controller. It looks really nice. The box is kind of broken. The controller itself is fine. It's brand new. It's just the seal broke when they were pulling it out of the case. So I paid the full price, which is $65 for that. I was hoping if I got it at Walmart, it would be a little bit cheaper. It wasn't, but that's okay. I still think it's a good pickup. And now I have two Xbox Series controllers, which I'm probably going to use the Shock Blue one as my primary from here on out. So next, of course, I had to get this. I waited a little bit, but I wanted to pick it up, and I didn't want to wait too much longer, so I picked up Persona 5 Strikers on the PS4. Now, it is out on the Switch. However, I played Persona 5, the base game, on the PS4, so I figured, you know what, let's just play the sequel on the PS4 as well. And yes, it is a sequel. It's a different style of combat, but it is basically a continuation of the Persona 5 series. So I'm pretty excited to play it. I got to beat Persona 5 Royal first. I'm pretty close, but once I beat that, I have Strikers to play. And then last one, and this one was kind of a surprise. I was looking for hidden clearance games, and there weren't many, but I did come across this, and it wasn't marked in terms of what the price was, so I figured I'd check to see, and it was actually not a bad price, so I figured I'd pick it up. We have Owl Boy on the Switch. Now, I heard this is like kind of a just fun, enjoyable, like 2D-ish platformer. Got pretty solid reviews, so I'm excited to try it out. And again, more Switch games is always nice. It's $14, so not terrible. Pretty decent price for a new Switch game. So all in all, I picked up a total of 4 games and a controller. Pretty solid, I'd say, but I think it's a pretty solid amount of pickups for today. All right, so here's a recap for our Walmart and GameStop pickups along with values. And just to preface this, I knew this wasn't going to be great in terms of value just because I paid retail or close to retail for a lot of these games. So don't expect the values to be particularly high on this batch, but that was expected, so I'm okay with it. So we're going to start with our GameStop purchases. We have Ni no Kuni 2 on the PS4. This is the day 1 edition, and apparently it comes with a code which the GameStop employee was saying might work still. So I'm gonna have to try it. But if it does, I get all the day 1 edition content, which is pretty cool. So now I've got both Ni no Kuni 1 on the Switch and Ni no Kuni 2 on the PS4, so complete series. Apparently it's a good series. I've never played them, so I have no idea, but I'll find out for myself. This one's not worth much. Even though you can't find it really for a cheap price, which is weird, it's only worth about $9. So, but I mean, whatever. I still got it, and it's a nice addition, not only to my PS4 collection, but also the fact that now I own both of them. Next, we have probably the biggest win, which is shocking, but we have Deadly Premonition 2 on the Switch. So this game it's complete. Technically it's new, but it's one of those like GameStop kind of new games where it was new, but it was opened. It only comes with the chip like a lot of Switch games do, but technically the game has never been played. This is worth $30 and I paid $30 for it. So I did pretty well, honestly. I didn't expect this to be worth as much as it is, so I guess it's a kind of uncommon Switch game. So, I mean, I'll take it. So I basically broke even on this one, but that's cool. Now I just need to pick up the first Deadly Premonition on the Switch, and then I can play both of them, so I'm pretty excited. Now let's get into our GameStop purchases, and I actually have a cool one I'm gonna show involving that. So for starters, we've got our Shock Blue Xbox Series controller. This is the new style controller in shock blue. I mostly got it because A, I wanted another Series controller, but also I like the blue one. So I already set it up and turned it on, and one thing that's really cool about it, first of all, if you just observe, it's very blue. All the buttons are blue. The underside is white, which is fine. I probably would have preferred it to just be solid blue or blue and black. But the fact that like the shoulder buttons are black and then the underside's white is kind of an odd choice. But one thing that's cool is the Xbox button is blue. That's different. I don't think I've ever seen an Xbox controller do that where they change the color. Usually it's just black or green, but this time it's blue. So that's pretty cool. I'm guessing that means if you get the red one, the Xbox button is red, so that's cool. But yeah, I like this controller. It looks nice. It's worth what I paid for it. It's a brand new controller. All right, so now we got 2 new games. And again, these were games I paid basically retail price for, so value's not great. We have Persona 5 Strikers on the PS4. This game came out like 2 weeks ago, so it's brand new. I did use the Walmart quote-unquote hack. Only paid $50 for it instead of $60 because Walmart discounts their games. So $50 for this, it's worth $48, so I basically broke even. So that works. And then Owlboy on the Switch. Again, I heard this game was good. It's kind of, I guess, cheap, but the value isn't really there. I paid $15, it's worth $15. So again, I broke even. But I've heard the game's cool, and I got it on the Switch. So, you know, getting more Switch games I'm always down for, just because it's nice to have games that you can just kind of grab and go whenever you want. So I am trying to kind of bolster my, actually of the consoles that I've got, the 2 platforms I kind of been bolstering a lot lately have been Switch and PS4. So I just got 2 PS4 games and 2 Switch games, so that works out, and an Xbox controller. So there we go. That's my recap for that batch of stuff. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it was a solid lineup of pickups. So I'm excited to use the controller and eventually play all of these games. So that is going to do it for this episode of the Bargain Game Hunter. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. New videos on this channel are going to air kind of sporadically on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, with new episodes of the Bargain Game Hunter on Mondays. So, at least for now. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. That way you know when we drop new videos. And we got a ton of bangers, so definitely check them out. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time on the Bargain Game Hunter. Bye-bye. So, of course, as you know, the Xbox One, not the Xbox One X, what am I saying? The Xbox Series X, oops. Sorry, I made a mistake.